morning. It is a rainy, dreary Wednesday. I have all my kids home with me today. I have 3, 6 and under. They're eating their breakfast at the moment, and today is a sewing day. Usually I sew just for fun, which I guess this is for fun, but I have a very special photo shoot we're gonna do next week. And this dress, I wanted to get right. I am picturing, I'll show you here on the screen. This is kind of my inspo. I bought some brown velvet fabric online. It is so luxurious feeling, I don't know, because we're gonna take pictures, maternity shoot photos at hopefully a Christmas tree farm. So I'm just picturing lots of evergreens and then my brown dress, which is gonna be super basic, but I wanna do these long flowy sleeves. I do know how to do the sleeves. That's the one thing I'm confident on. It's super easy to make a flare. As long as you have a curved edge, that's what makes it flare, but I'm worried about the whole like stomach situation. So I wanna make this dress that it looks good after I'm pregnant as well. I'm fine with it being a photo shoot and it being a little too fitted because I'm not gonna be taking pictures from the back. I'm gonna be standing like this with my sleeves and like I'll have a coat on for some of them. Like I don't wanna sew this dress and if I'm never pregnant again, only have gotten a chance to wear it one time. I wanna be able to wear it afterwards. So we're gonna try to find a middle ground that looks good. I don't wanna do a waist, and my typical pattern has a waist, like a seam here. So we will see how it goes. You guys are gonna come along for the adventure, for the flop, if it is one. I pray that it's not, because it's gonna take me all day to do, for sure. And this is my backup dress if the whole sewing thing doesn't work out. I got it off of Amazon for like 28 bucks. It was on a crazy sale. It's cute. I love the color. It's just the waist is a little weird with where my bump is, you know? This will be much cuter, I think, after being pregnant. But yeah, it could work. It's the backup plan. I love the kind of semi-sheer sleeves. I don't know, it's like a cream color, not white, and I could picture this also at a Christmas tree farm. So I don't know, we'll see. The other dress is gonna have to look good for me to not use this one, but at the same time, it'd be special to sew my own, you know, so. Anyway, this dress is cute either way, and I will be wearing it later. If you guys have been around for my other sewing day in the lives, you know that it's not just about sewing. It's the whole day. I show you how I get things done with kids and all of that. I show you the food we're eating and all that kind of thing. This morning we're just having parfaits, so super easy. And later on, I'm probably actually gonna have the kids make lunch, so stay tuned for that. So the first thing I gotta do is get these kids' breakfast cleaned up and get my sewing room all tidied up and ready to go. It doubles as my office, so I'm always switching it back and forth as I'm sewing, and it's getting kind of dusty because I haven't used it over the Christmas season and everything. So I'm super thankful to Blue Land for sponsoring today's video. I've worked with them in the past a long time ago, and so we've been using their products for years. I grew up with my mom washing things with a bucket of soapy water, and I still do that sometimes, but I have a 6-year-old daughter who likes to help me clean, and the spray bottles are just perfect for that. My 4-year-old likes to use them too. With kids in the home and everything, and them actually helping me to clean, I love that Blue Land products are free of phosphates, chlorine bleach, parabens, VOCs, ammonia, triclosan, and phthalates. They're also hypoallergenic and sourced from non-GMO ingredients. We've been using their cleaning trio for years with their multi-purpose cleaner, window cleaner, and bathroom cleaner. There's no single-use plastic. You get your bottles in your kit one time, and then you get all of their tablets that you just drop them into warm water. They dissolve, and you're good to go. And I'm excited because they've expanded their range, and they now have dishwasher tablets. You put them in your little tin, and you just grab one, plop it in, and you're good to go. They're proven to perform on baked on, burnt on stains. No rinse aids are needed. They also have foaming hand soap, toilet cleaner, and laundry detergent. All of Blue Land's products and packaging are Cradle to Cradle certified, which is the global standard for products that are safe, circular, and responsibly made. All you have to do is click my link below and you're gonna get 15% off. They've given me a special offer just for you guys, and you're only gonna need your kit one time, like I said, and your bottles will last you for years and years. So thank you, Blue Land, for sponsoring today's video. So I already have my table cleared off. I just need to wipe it down from the kids' breakfast, and we're gonna get started on cutting out this dress. That's the adventure part. The sewing, not too hard. The cutting, there's no going back. I ordered 3 yards, so we're gonna hope it's enough. Yes, my Christmas decorations are still up. Anyway, this is my pattern box. Confession, I have no idea how to follow a pattern, at least the bought ones. I found this old vintage 1970s pattern I wanna make sometime. No idea how to use it. By the way, if you use a pattern from like the 1970s, you're like a size 100 or whatever, I don't know. The sizing is so different. I think I'm normally like a size 6, and I think there I'm like a 16. I don't know, Definitely vanity sizing has been a thing in the last years, that's for sure. I've never bought patterns except thrifting them, and I've never used any of them either. So the patterns that I use are the ones that I make because it makes sense to me. So I have to find if I have a pattern that I made without a waist, because that's what I want, just like a big long, oh, that's a sack dress. Sack dresses are super duper easy, but there's like not really a lot of shape to them. Fun fact, my most popular video on my channel is me with a bunch of different sack dresses that I sewed, and it went viral, or viral-ish. I never had a video actually go viral. And then 4 years later, all of a sudden I'm like, why am I getting all these new views and blah, blah, blah. Here it went viral like 4 years later again and jumped up like another 600,000 views or something. It was nuts. Anyway, I don't know what, it was a weird YouTube thing. Anyway, it just goes to show you can do all the right things and you have no idea still why things are the way they are. This is my basic dress pattern. My mom and I invented this when I was like 15. I still use it today. Very handy. Okay, so it looks like I'm just gonna have to piece my 2-piece front and back pattern together and make it as one. Yay. I usually like to cut out my projects the day ahead of time because it takes a while and it's just nice to get going right off the bat. But I did not have time for this the evening before. We were super busy, and so I had to start from square one the next morning. I would love to hear down below in the comments what your projects are that you work on. I know a small majority of you are probably actual sewers. What projects do you take on that feel like, you know, a big deal? You gotta plan for it ahead of time, it takes all day, and you have an exciting finished product at the end? I'd love to hear. Maybe that's something outdoors, indoors. Let's check in on the kids right now. They were wanting to be outside, but it was raining, and so they had a little book party on the front porch. Honestly, I thought this would last maybe 10 minutes. But they were out here for almost an hour, some of them, and they really seemed to like it. So this is gonna be a new tradition on rainy days for sure. Now, it's been so nice to have a pattern that works especially for me. I know you can find them online as well, but mine is tailored just for me, and I'm really appreciative of my mom for taking the time to help me figure it out. And although I'm nowhere close to a professional sewer, you're gonna see that I don't shy away from going off the plan, off the grid, kind of paving my own path and making the things that I want to. Honestly, the main motivation for me sewing most times is when I see a piece of clothing that I think is just so cute and I'd love to have it, but you know, it's a mini skirt or it's $500 or things like that. And it's just nice to know that I do have the skills to recreate it at home with the fabric that I want. That's another thing. Sometimes I'll see a project that I like, but I won't like the colors or the fabric's too thin, things like that. I would love to do a lot more sewing, but I still like to make sure I dip my toes in it here and there so I don't lose the skills. Every Mennonite girl recognizes the sound of their mom's sewing scissors, and they can remember the terror of getting caught using it on anything but fabric. Oh my goodness, mom's sewing scissors was always sacred. You were not allowed to cut paper with it. And it was really funny. The other day, my mom actually found her sewing scissors stuck in one of her sofa cushions. Apparently when she was mending something, it had fell down through the crack. She got distracted, and then when she came back for it, she couldn't find it, and it was gone. And you can imagine the joy when she found it later, because there's nothing like a sewing scissors, especially a good sharp one. I can try to link mine down below. I don't know if it's still available, but it's a very widely used one in Mennonite circles. Here you can see two of the boys were back inside again and wanted to see what was going on. They wanted to be part of the action. I told them, I'm sorry, this takes so long to lay out. You cannot touch anything, but you can watch. So they watched, and we chatted a little bit and talked about, I think it was hurricanes and maybe tigers or something. Yeah, little boy conversations are always quite interesting. And here you can see I'm holding my sleeve pattern up to my arm, using my body to kind of get an idea of how I wanted it to fall, how long I wanted it to be. Always using a tape measure to kind of figure things out. You just have to go for it. And I made sure I got extra fabric. And with sleeves, it's not quite like experimenting with a skirt, which is like a super big piece of fabric. a sleeve is a little less so, and you have more wiggle room, I would say, in your yardage of fabric to try new things. But I made sure to draw it out and make a plan so that I could follow it, and then if it didn't work, I would know. I like to document things so I can see what I did and why it did or didn't work. Okay, we're actually an hour in and I'm still cutting this dress, but I'm ready for the flare on the sleeves. It's actually a lot easier than it sounds. I measure the bottom of my sleeve and it needs to be 9 inches across. So I'm just gonna use a bowl lid here, and I measured 9 inches around. So from that notch over here to where I drew with my pen is 9 inches. And so I'm just gonna use that as the curve, and then you just wanna follow that out, flare out, and then you do another curve. And that's basically how you get the bell bottom look. You can do that on skirts, you can do it on sleeves. The more rounded your arch is, the more dramatic it's gonna be, the more flary. You know, if you do just a subtle grin, it's gonna just have a nice little flare. And then if you do like a real rounded smile, it's gonna be floofy, and it takes a lot more fabric, obviously. So anyway, we're gonna try it out here. Hopefully it fulfills my vision. Like I said, I'm such a professional using my lid here as a pattern. I will tell you, the first flare I cut out was not flary enough, so I didn't actually use this one you're seeing me cut here. I had to cut again and make it a lot more flared and curved so that it was more dramatic. And thankfully I did, because you're gonna see these sleeves in a bit, and they are quite the showstoppers. And then it was time to actually sew. What did you guys get for your graduation gift from your parents? Maybe you went on a little trip, maybe they got you something you've been wanting. I got a sewing machine for my graduation gift, which is kind of hilarious, but my goodness, I'm so glad I have it. I didn't have to spend my own money on one. And a lot of you guys reach out and ask where you can source one. I always link mine down below, but for the most part, you have to just find it used or on Facebook Marketplace or something like that. But honestly, just keep your eye open, see if you can find something used. I've already seen sewing machines at thrift stores. I actually bought a little girl's sewing machine for Evonnie at a garage sale and immediately regretted it, because I was like, there's no way I'm gonna learn how to use this kid's sewing machine when I have a real one here. I could just teach her on that. So I'm planning to just go straight to the real deal with her and see if she has a knack for it. If she doesn't, I'm not gonna push it too hard. I'm sure she will thank me in the future if she does have the capability of sewing her own pieces. And of course you have to fit it on, you know, multiple times throughout the project. Make sure that you're at least somewhat on the right track. I was just checking here to see if it was gonna be too big or too tight, because when you sew a side seam, you can kind of do a little bit of adjusting by making the seam deeper or narrower. So that's why I was fitting it on here and trying to get a vision, and honestly just to bolster my confidence and motivate me to keep moving. Here I am sewing the neckline. I was putting a facing inside the neckline. Normally I do a double bodice just for that extra layer of coverage, and I don't know, it makes it more sturdy and professional. But for this I was doing a facing, and my mom taught me the trick of sewing halfway from the shoulder on the wrong side of the fabric, and then you flip it around and do the other part the other way on the right side of the fabric. That way there's no raw edges up at your neck and it looks nice and professional and clean. I don't know why this is the tip that I use, because there's so many other things I do that are so unprofessional. But yeah, this is just one of those things that you can't unlearn once you've learned it. Okay, the kids have been playing really nicely, and I've started the sewing, but it is 12 o'clock, and something that I always, when I have a project day going, I feel like I'm not with the kids as much, but I want to be. So we're gonna hit two birds with one stone, and I'm gonna hang out with them and we're gonna make lunch together. It's like an activity, but it's also work, and we get to hang out. So they're gonna make French bread pizza. I have a sourdough French bread here that I'm gonna slice in half, and then we'll let them put the toppings on and stuff, and we'll put it in the oven. We'll have that and veggies and dip. Very quick lunch. I often like to have leftovers on a project day. So yeah, that's another hack. But you guys know how it is when you are doing a project, the house is just like kind of falling down around your ears. They're doing pretty good. They're Lincoln Log. It's the new Christmas presents. It totally helps out. So anyway, we are gonna get going on our French bread pizzas, and I think the toppings we'll do today are just sausage, mushroom, cheese, and sauce, and that'll be enough. Okay, kids, you wanna come pull up a chair and help make pizzas? Okay, I gotta slice it, but you guys go get your The chairs are over there in the living room. Hey, come eat. After lunch was cleaned away, I went back to my sewing project again. I was pretty pleased with, even though cutting out the dress took so long, sewing it did not take that long at all. There wasn't a lot of seams because there was no waste. How are you guys feeling motivation-wise right now? I know it's the beginning of a new year and some of us started out with a lot of gusto. I talked in an Instagram post how I'm not really starting a new year this year after all. I've decided that the first day of spring I'm going to consider as my new year. That's going to be after the baby comes, after the 4th trimester and the healing and all of that, and just hopefully everything goes smoothly. We're praying. So I'm not really continuing anything new. I'm actually using this time of the year to wrap up loose ends, complete unfinished projects, getting things in the freezer, and just general nesting. But I've learned that my motivation is directly correlated with my quality of my sleep. How are you guys doing on your sleep? I'm pretty big and pregnant right now, so I feel like I either sleep like a rock or I am in bed for 9 hours, but I wake up and I feel like I only slept 5 just because I wake up a lot, or I can't fall back to sleep when I do wake up. Last night, Josh was freaking out. He woke up and he said I sounded like I was like breathing really weird. He thought maybe I was like having labor pains or I was in labor or something. He was like freaking out. He's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, was sleeping, so he woke me up and I'm like, I'm fine, but now I'm awake, thanks. Poor guy. I think he's starting to feel a little nervous about it too. But yeah, it's amazing how when you get your sleep, you feel like a whole new person. So I highly suggest to use your creativity if you're not getting your sleep and figure out a way to make it happen. Maybe you can become a napper. I'm not a napper at all, but I've learned in the last couple weeks to at least lay down and maybe I'll nap. And if I do, sometimes I feel better, sometimes I feel worse. It's always a toss-up. But yeah, how is your motivation level right now at this time of year? Are you feeling wintry and sluggish? Or do you have that energetic pep in your step from the new year? Okay, so I want to save the final reveal until we do our photo shoot. I want to include some clips at the end. But I'm just going to show you what's kind of I'm trying to work with right now. The neck is sloppy yet because I have my facing poking out. So I'm going to top stitch that. At the sleeves, I didn't think I would mind the puff. I kind of like that, but it's kind of standing kind of funny to me. And then down here at the waist, I tried to put a bow in. I was trying to decide if I would like it in the back more, or we could do it on the side. It feels very 2005-ish. I don't know. Because if I don't do a belt of any kind, which I don't need one, that's for sure, it's kind of puckery in the back. So I'm not sure. I'll have to like take some pictures beforehand and kind of practice with it. See what I think. But yeah, I'm thinking like that. That'll show it off if I do it like that. But if it's me and Josh and I'm not having my hands like this, I'm not sure. Look like a brown feed sack. I don't know. So I'm gonna kind of play around with that, see what I decide. The sleeves got very cute. I really like them. You'll see them in a bit. Again, I need to hem them because when you go like this, you can see the raw edge there. So I want to just turn it in twice and very neatly. Hopefully it doesn't look ropey, because you wouldn't actually need to hem it. Like, look at that. It's not gonna fray. So yeah, we will see. We're almost done. Also, in case anyone's curious, this is what our toy room looks like. To be expected. To be expected. So the kids are all down for their naps or resting, and it's still rainy and dreary out there. I'm gonna make myself an iced latte. Lately, actually, I've been making dirty chais. My friend gave me this chai tea powder, and you're supposed to just add it to milk, but I've been adding it to an iced latte, and it is so good. It gives just that perfect kick of spices that you love in the wintertime. So delicious. In case you're wondering what I've been drinking lately though, I'm pregnant, so I try to do coffees like only a couple times a week, and I'll do only 1 shot of espresso and then a scant 100 milliliter of milk with a splash or 2 of cream in that, and a tablespoon and a half of maple syrup. And then I'll add the chai tea mix. I'll just do like these pretty gold spoons that my friend gave me. I'll just do like a heaping scoop of that in there, and that seems to be enough flavor. Yeah, so good. I like to foam up the milk really good, put that on top, sprinkle some cinnamon on. It's pretty, it's so good, and it's gone way too fast because it's not actually a lot of liquid if you're doing only 1 shot. So I savor it as long as I can. But yeah, I'm not gonna sew anymore on my dress. Well, we'll see. I need to hem around the sleeves. I talked to my mom a little bit on Snapchat, and she was saying, yeah, finish it off with just a small, narrow, tiny hem, and it'll look finished. But my main focus for the next 2.5 hours is going to be YouTube stuff. Shutting the toy room door so I don't have to have that mess staring at me as I sit here. So Josh actually got me a new office chair for Christmas, and boy is she so comfortable. Oh my goodness, it comes in like this cream suede fabric. I think it came in other colors too, but of course I had to get the girly version. I can link it for you below, but this one, I also can link my old one that I had, which I really like, and it's obviously more affordable, but it's not as comfortable. It really isn't. Although I love the fabric on the other one better because it's darker. I feel like it would hide more stains. I don't know, both of the chairs I loved. I was very sad to see the other one go, but the wheels were broken. But boy, this backrest, it's definitely an upgrade. If you wanna know what's on my list for today, I'm back in my new planner for 2024. If you still are looking for one that's undated and super guilt-free and affordable, I have them on my website. I can link them below as well. But if you are curious what I'm going to be working on this afternoon, I have to proof watch a video that's going live tomorrow. I need to do the thumbnail, the back end, and I need to post for Mama Java Coffee, my favorite coffee beans. I work with Janine, who started the company, and I like to share a discount periodically so people know about it. And then I want to check up on a real short slash situation and see if I want to post that today or not. And yeah, that's kind of what's on the docket for today, and that's going to fill up my 2.5 to 3 hours. Like, it's going to take about that much time. she says that, of course my laptop is like grinding away right now. Anyway, she said that it's gonna be $150 to shoot at the Christmas tree farm. So obviously that's out. So now I'm gonna have to make sure I keep my eyes open as I'm driving around. Luckily we have a week yet until the photo shoot, so I'm gonna keep my eyes open as I drive around. I really want evergreens because I don't really have outfits planned out for my kids. It's for sure gonna be cold. And so I just wanted them to all have like matching jackets and coats. I thought that could be really cute, especially since I can use them like in my Instagram feed and stuff. And we won't really be displaying these in our home anyway. They're just like fun memory photos. I'm not gonna put coat pictures on my wall year round really. So I thought that'd be a perfect opportunity here. So I really don't wanna do just like a white building architecture style, you know, shoot. I really like to find some evergreens, so maybe I should put out a call to you guys on Instagram. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But $150, not happening. I'm assuming it's 150 bucks because like a photographer will pay that and then do like mini sessions, family after family after family, and it kind of gets divided up. But yeah, not just for us. I'm standing out here on the porch. It is frigid and I'm not gonna lie, the sunset is not great, but I've been trying to, like, do you guys hear that rain? It's definitely still raining, but I've been trying to get out at sunset every evening, just step out on the porch for a little bit and watch the sunset, breathe in, enjoy the last bit of silence before, you know, the evening gets started and things get crazy. Usually like 4:44 when I try to come out here right now because yeah, it gets dark so quickly. And on a day like today, it's definitely getting dark fast. But yeah, I encourage you to step outside, get a little breather. You don't even need to put a coat on because you're not going to be out long at all, you know, and just enjoy the frigid air for a little bit. Well, I don't know. Speak for myself. I live in Pennsylvania, not Alaska. But yeah, it's nice to get a little breather in before the supper madness and all of that.
What are you doing? Trying to put it down, Mom.
Put it up, yeah, put it up. Okay, I'm wearing the dress. We're on the road. Of course, today is the day they're calling for like snow, big old blizzard. Well, you know how they act in Pennsylvania. 2 to 4 inches is like a big old blizzard. We have to all run to the grocery store and get our snowmobiles out and snow plows, salt the roads, and it's just like, you know, this epic holiday type of thing. So I don't know if we'll be going to church tomorrow or not. We shall see. But yeah, I was like kind of hoping there'd be like flurries coming down while we were taking pictures, but it looks like we're gonna be a couple hours too early for that, which is kind of a bummer, but at the same time, it would be really cold and wet. I think it's gonna be a wet snow. So kids, let's see your best smiles. Yeah. Can you say cheese, Miller?
Cheese!
Hopefully they won't have to be out in the cold too much. It'll be mostly me, and then me and Josh, and then the whole family. So I'm gonna be cold. And I wrapped some like warm heating pads in my coat. So my coat will be warm, and then we'll have the heating pads I can maybe pass out to the kids or whatever. We shall see. We should have did the hunting, like, what is it? The feet warmers that you crack.
Hand warmers.
That would have been fun. Hopefully it's not that long of a deal. Like we can survive for half an hour, you would think.
Mom and Dad looking at kids. Perfect. Mom and Dad, gentle kiss. Close your eyes. Yay! Perfect. Love it. Good job. Kids looking at Mommy. Where's Mommy? There she is. Yay! Josh looking over at Megan, maybe. Yes. Perfect. And then Megan looking at Josh for this one. Perfect. I love it. Good. And then Megan, you can come over here and it's like this. That makes sense. Fletcher. Yeah. Good job. I need you to please. All right. Here we go. All right. Perfect. This is
Cheese! Say cheese! Woo!
Are you cold?
What?
Are you cold?
Very cold. We got home 20 minutes ago. Look at this. It started! It started snowing. Are you kidding me? So close. Missed it by 20 minutes. Anyway, it is a normal, typical Saturday. I need to do all the housekeeping that did not get done this morning, make the bed, all the things. Nothing like snow flying outside to make you feel cozy and homey and just want to get the homemaking done. But as far as my velvet dress, I will say, I think it was definitely cute. Like, we'll see what the pictures look like. I could put something over here on the screen if she gives me any sneak peeks. But yeah, we'll see how it looks. I feel like it's definitely more of a photo shoot dress, though, than like a dress I'm going to wear all the time. It's just a little extra, and the length, I really wish I would have had enough fabric to make it like floor length and super dramatic. My friend from church was actually telling me I should have put a train on it, which would have been very epic, but also not very functional as a mom. I guess I could have hacked it off after the photo shoot. But yeah, I think that was the one thing. I wish I would have had more fabric. But I only got 3 yards, so I only had the length that I had to work with. So anyway, I will call it a success. I'm excited to wear my white dress. I decided I'm going to wear this one probably, or the goal is going to be to wear this pretty cream dress for the, you know, family of 6 photo shoot after the baby comes. Oh my goodness. Here's Miller. You gonna help mommy clean? Yeah, I'm about to go use up all my Blue Lamp products again, or use them. So if you guys want to take advantage of that discount, again, I'll remind you that it's down below in the description box. Use it and come back for next week's video. I'm so excited. It's gonna be our baby moon. Can't wait to share it with you all. And I think we're also gonna share a baby name list that we may or may not be using. So come back for that one. I'll see you then. Bye everyone.